Vata is a dosha that is associated with the season of fall and early winter. It consists of air and space, and thus it requires grounding postures and strengthening to balance this ethereal quality. As you move today, imagine that you are moving through mud or water. Move slowly and smoothly, and focus on the earth beneath you, especially the earth beneath your feet. We will begin in seated with legs crossed. You might choose to elevate the hips by sitting up on a block or a bolster, or even just a pillow that you have lying around. Let the hands rest on the thighs, and if it feels comfortable to you, go ahead and close your eyes. Take a moment to check in with how your physical body feels in this shape. And choose to adjust if you feel uncomfortable. Begin to notice the way your body feels as your breath moves, bringing your attention to watching the breath as it moves in and out. Notice the subtle changes in your body, the pressure of your seat against the floor or the props. And notice how the power of your attention to your breath allows it to soften and lengthen. We'll be practicing a pranayama technique called analoma viloma, or alternate nostril breathing. Take your left hand and bring the left thumb and index finger to touch. Place your left hand palm up on your thigh or your knee. And then take the right hand and curl down the index and middle finger. Use your thumb on the right side of your nostril and the pinky and ring finger on the left side of your nostril. Notice how this feels in your hand. Try pressing gently and then pressing away in order to create a little more space to let more air in the nose. Alternatively, you can place your hand in any position that allows you to alternatively close your right or your left nostril with your fingers using your right hand. Feel free to close your eyes again and just listen to the sound of my voice. On your next inhale, close the left nostril and breathe in through the right nostril only. Close the right nostril and then breathe out through the left only. Breathe in through the left, close, and then breathe out through the right only. Pause. Notice how you feel. This is one cycle of analoma viloma, starting with an inhale through the right and ending with an exhale through the right. I'll lead you through it one more time and then give you a little bit of time to try on your own. Close the left nostril and breathe in through the right. Close the right, open the left, breathe out through the left. Breathe in through the left. Close the left. Open right, breathing out through the right. And continue 1 or 2 more rounds on your own, ending with that exhale through the right nostril only. When you're done, place both palms down on the thighs. Take a couple of deep breaths in and out through both nostrils. Notice your seat firmly planted on the ground. And then on your next inhale, lift the chest up. Maybe glide the palms back towards the hip creases. Open the chest for a seated cow pose. Exhale, rounding the back body, seated cat pose. And then begin to move with your breath slowly and deliberately. Again, imagining maybe that you're moving through water or mud, having this quality of resistance in the air against your body. Matching your breath to your movement. Letting each breath fill the space between the poses. And on your next inhale, come back to a neutral spine. Maybe placing the hands on the belly. Imagine that as you breathe in, the belly moves out away from your spine. And when you breathe out, tuck belly button in towards the spine. Feel the abdominal muscles activate. And roll over your ankles. Move your prop to the side and come to all fours on your mat. Table pose. Stack your wrists under your shoulders, knees under the hips. Spread fingers wide. Bring your gaze and your face parallel to the earth beneath you, and then tuck the chin back, elongating the back of the neck. Come back to this pranayama and imagine that while you are holding your body in stillness, your inhale moves the belly alone down towards the ground on your inhale. And on your exhale, tuck the belly button up towards the spine. Keep the bones still and stacked and move the muscles in your abdomen only. Walk your hands slightly forwards and then bring the hips in big circles around clockwise first. Notice any position around the clock that feels really beneficial, and you might choose to pause in different positions or allow your body to just smoothly move around in the big circle. You can make this circle small or big depending on how your body is responding. So if you feel any creakiness or any irritation, try adjusting and see if that feels better in your body. And now switch to the other direction. Make your breath continue to be nice and smooth as you move. Now around counterclockwise. And then come back to your static table pose, stacking the hands under the shoulders once more. And tuck the belly button in towards the spine. Reach the right hand forwards and the left leg back, coming into balancing table pose. Try to keep your spine in the same alignment that it was when you had your arm and leg down. Hold stillness and breathe, imagining your heel and the crown of your head moving away from each other as you breathe in. And being conscious of all points that are supported by the ground as you breathe out. One more breath. And on an exhale, bring the right hand and the left leg back down to earth. Notice how your body feels, having practiced this on just the one side. And then lift the left hand and the right leg back. Reaching the left hand and the right foot away from each other. Every inhale, feel a little more space between each vertebra of the spine. And every exhale, feel a little more grounded and supported. Keep the belly tucked in towards the spine. One more breath. And exhale to bring the left hand and the right leg back down. And once more, bring the right hand up and the left leg back. And this time we'll add a little movement. Notice the difference between the movement and stillness. Inhale to reach the hand and the heel away from each other. Exhale to bring the elbow and the knee towards each other. Breathe in to reach out again. Exhale to tuck up into a little ball. Last time, breathing in to lengthen and out to contract. Inhale to reach back into your balancing table. And then bend the left knee and reach the right hand back, maybe to touch the ankle or the toe. Press down and forward with the left hand and inhale to lift the sternum up, lengthening the spine. Option to simply hold your balancing table again if this is too much. We'll be here for one more breath. Inhale. Exhale to release. Bring the hand and the knee back down to the ground. take a moment, feel the floor beneath you. Notice any change in your breath pattern. And then lift the left hand up and the right leg back into your balancing table on the other side. Inhale, reach the hand and the heel away from each other. Exhale, elbow and knee come to touch. Breathing in to reach out. Breathing out to tuck in. Inhale to reach. And exhale, elbow to knee. This time as you breathe in, come back into your balancing table pose. Find your stability. And then option to bend the right knee and reach the left hand back to meet the ankle or the toe. Press into the right hand and grasp the floor with your fingers to bring a little less tension into the wrist. One more big inhale and exhale to come back down to earth. Notice how you feel in your table pose, having practiced on both sides. And then tuck the toes under. Walk the hands towards the knees, lifting the knees up off of the ground to come into your forward fold. Allow the head to hang. Inhale to come up into your halfway lift. Exhale to fold again. 2 more times, again moving smoothly through the breath. One more inhale, halfway lift. Exhale to fold. And find your left hand on the floor between your feet. Inhale to lift the right arm up, coming into a twist. Exhale to bring the right hand down to the floor. Inhale, lift the left hand up to the sky. Breathing out, replace the right hand with the left. And twist one more time each side. Bend the knees a little more, and then slowly roll all the way up to standing, articulating through the spine, letting the head be the last thing to come to your mountain pose. Place your feet hip distance apart and feel grounded through your big toe. Take a moment to shift your weight forwards and back, noticing where you naturally shift your weight. And eventually find stillness with even weight between all 4 corners of the feet. Inhale to lift the arms up overhead. Exhale to drop hands over to each side, coming into a twist. Inhale to reach the arms up overhead again, bringing the trunk to the front. Breathe out and twist to the left. One more time, each direction. Inhale to reach the arms up. Again, become conscious of your feet And then sink the hips back, bringing the weight into the heels, reaching the hands forwards. Take a peek down and see if you can see your toes as you come to your chair pose. If you can't see your toes, bend a little bit less, or see if you can keep your knees bent and shift your weight back into your heels a little bit more. Imagine a long line from your tailbone all the way up through the crown of the head. Every inhale, lengthen this line, lifting the crown towards the sky. Every exhale, settle down, sinking a little deeper into your bend in the knees. Holding stillness again. Finding stability. One more big breath. And then step the right leg back, coming into warrior one. You can make this pose a little more stable by bringing your feet away from each other towards the long edges of your mat. Or you can make it a little more challenging by moving your feet away from each other towards the short ends of your mat. Notice what you need rather than striving to create a particular shape. Once you find your feet where they need to be, square your hips towards the top of your mat, feeling the left femur bone or thigh bone moving back towards the left hip. Imagine the left thigh spiraling out and the right thigh spiraling inwards. Notice the crown of the head lifting straight up. You might lift your arms up overhead, reaching hands to sky. Then welcome a little bit of movement. Again, this shifting of the weight forwards and back. Inhale, shift your weight forwards into the left foot. Exhale, shift your weight backwards into the right foot. Move slowly with your breath, filling all of the spaces between these two variations with your breath. And when you're ready, come back to stillness, stacking the head over heart, heart over pelvis. Reach the arms up, feel the feet grounded. Find stillness. Take 3 conscious breaths. And then bring the right foot back up to meet the left, coming back into your chair pose. Sink the hips back. Lift the crown up. Breathe in, find space. Breathe out to step the left foot back. Coming into your warrior one on the other side. Again, notice what you need. Finding your edge on this side. Acknowledging it might be different than the other side. And then imagine the right femur bone moving in towards the right hip socket. The right thigh spirals out, away, externally rotating the right hip. The left thigh rotates in. Option to lift the arms up overhead, reaching hands to sky, imagining the crown of the head lifting as well. And then come to this shifting motion Inhale, shift you forwards into the right foot. Exhale, shift you backwards into the left foot. Moving with your breath. And then as you're ready, find stillness in your warrior one. Stacking head over heart, heart over pelvis. Noticing the feet on the ground. Weight through all four corners. Every inhale, feel the crown of the head lift. One more big breath. And then step the left foot up to meet the right. Samastitihi, both feet touching, knees straight, Tadasana. Bring the palms forwards and maybe close your eyes. Notice the subtle sway of the body as you challenge your balance. Notice the echo of this practice in your body, in your mind, and in your breath. And if your eyes were closed, gently blink them open and bring your weight into the left foot, lifting the right foot off the ground, right knee towards the chest. Take a moment here, maybe rotating the hip out and in, noticing how movement feels with your balance. And if it's too challenging, meaning that if you have to move your hips or if you have to put your foot down in order to keep on balance, then maybe opt for stillness. You can even touch your toe to the ground if it's a little too much. And today I'm going to offer a dancer pose for our final balancing posture. You can try dancer pose, or you can simply stay right here in this single leg stance pose. You also may want to stand close to a wall or a chair to hold on to for balance. If you're ready to go ahead and swing your right leg back. Keep your hips square to the front. Bend the right knee and reach back for the inside arch of the right foot with the right hand. Keep the knee facing down. Press the hand and the foot into each other and then tilt the torso forwards to come into your dancer pose. Your goal is to have a difficulty level that allows your ankle to wiggle, challenging your balance, but in which you have no pain and you do not have to drop your foot down or wiggle your hips in order to stay stable. Hold for one more big breath wherever you are, and then we'll all meet back in our Tadasana pose. This time with feet hip distance apart. I'm going to have you try something symmetrical before you try the other side. Notice the way your body feels as you've practiced only on the one side. Inhale, lift the weight into the balls of your feet, lifting the heels up. Exhale, come into a twist, reaching the heart towards the right side of the room. Breathe in to reach the hands back up, and breathe out to twist to the left. Breathe in to come back to center, and breathe out to drop the heels back down. Soften the knees again, maybe do a little bounce before you find stillness. And then bring the weight into the right foot, lifting the left knee towards the chest. Feel the spine lengthen up towards the sky, lift out of the right hip. And then maybe try movement again. Just gauging how you feel today in your single leg stance. If you're already wiggling beyond the ankle, then maybe dancer isn't what you need. And you might find stillness in your simple single leg stance. If you found the wall helpful on the other side, maybe give that a try. And then we'll come into your dancer pose. Bring the left leg back, bending the knee, keeping the hips square towards the front of the mat. Reach the left hand back and grasp the inner arch of the left foot. Press the left foot and hand towards each other and tilt the torso forwards. Make sure you have a little bit of softness in your supporting knee. Wherever you've taken your balance, hold one more breath. And then come back to your Tadasana. Next, we'll be coming into Yogi Squat. You might want some support under your hips. So if you have that pillow handy that we used at the start of the class under your hips, you might take that and put it across the middle of your mat. Bring the heels to the edge of the mat, toes just off and slightly out. Press the palms together at heart center. Inhale, lengthen the spine. Exhale, bend the knees and gently bring the hips down to your bolster or your pillow. And this might take a little adjusting. Maybe your pillow is too soft or a block would be better. Take a moment and find a comfortable malasana. And if you've easily dropped into your malasana, take this moment to press the elbow into the inside of the knee, press the palms together and down, and lift the heart up. Breathe and hold. And bring the left hand down towards the inner arch of the left foot. Inhale to lift the right arm up, coming into a twist. Exhale to bring the right hand down into the arch of the right foot, and inhale, lift the left arm up. And try this one more time each side. And scooch yourself back off of your bolster, leaving your bolster under your knees. If you weren't using a bolster, grab a towel, anything to just give a little bit of support under the knees. Inhale to lift the spine tall, and then exhale to fold forward over the legs, hinging from the hips. You might use the breath to lengthen and fold until you find your edge where your body wants to fold to today. And once you find that spot, Go ahead and release the head and let it hang. Allow the body to soften towards the ground. Honor any sensations that are coming up, any emotions that are coming to the surface. On your next inhale, slowly roll the spine all the way back up to sitting. And since you already have some support under the knees, gather anything you need, like a blanket, to put over you for warmth. And putting your socks back on is always a good idea in the winter. And we'll lay back for our Shavasana. You find yourself laying on your back. You do a little wiggle. I like to kick my heels into the ground and wiggle the whole body forwards and back to settle into the earth. And once you find your stillness, allow the body to be supported by the ground. Nowhere to go, nothing to do. Simply be, allowing yourself to find your Shavasana. Begin to turn the head right and left, feeling the back of the head massaged against the floor beneath you. Welcoming this little movement into your body. And then reach the hands and the feet away from each other, big full body stretch, before rolling onto one side. Again, moving like you're moving through water, keeping the gaze soft, press into the floor and come all the way back up to find your comfortable seat. Bring the hands to heart center. We'll close with the sound of Om, taking a big breath together and then inhaling to Om. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale to Om. Bring the hands up to the third eye and bow gently. Namaste. Thank you for practicing with me today. Namaste, cat.